Welcome to another edition of the AUDIOVISIONS Smart Stack. I'm Dave Lombard, market leader in Orange County, and I'm here today with Greg White, principal at Unified Representatives, bringing over a decade of experience in lighting control design and specification. He began his career working with Lutron systems in the Midwest, and Greg has developed a deep understanding of how technology integrates into the built environment. Now based in the West, he is driven by a passion for helping project teams create energy-efficient, comfortable, and thoughtfully curated environments, guiding projects from early concept through final execution. Greg, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yep, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Fantastic. Greg, you began your career working directly with Lutron systems and have spent many years honing your craft on lighting control specification and design. And I'm just curious, how has that developed the way that you lead for Unified Representatives?
Good question. Well, thanks again for having me.
Of course.
I think obviously from experience and time, you learn in terms of some of the technical aspects that you've alluded to. But I think more importantly, it's really just in terms of leading people, it's really just, it's bringing value to your clientele, whether we're working with builders or architects or integrators. Having the product knowledge and the expertise certainly helps, but I think with the long-term vision of, true partnerships, aligning ourselves and our partners with quality manufacturers, it is really is what is key to it, and also understanding that we're in this for the long haul, right? We're in it for the true partnerships. We're in it for the executing solid design, implementing, the strategies and the end result that we all want to. So I think all blended together, it works really well.
Fantastic. So Greg, as a principal of Unified, you kind of sit at the intersection between luxury builders, architects, integrators. How do you kind of manage hitting all the goals for all of the people involved in the project?
Good question, right? When you start to unpack it that way of all of the people and layers of residential construction today, there's a lot of people involved, right? So I think that one thing that makes it unique as a rep is that we have the ability to really work with and leave an impact on all of those layers, whether it's the execution side and for you, the integrator who's installing the product, but also bringing the vision and the design and the concepts together at early stages. I often like to say that a lot of times when it's thinking about the vision of the project, whether it's with a builder or an architect or interior designer, it's really not about the parts and pieces.
No.
It's not about necessarily the aesthetics. It's about the vision, right? It's about the emotion of the space. What are they going to create? What memories are they going to create in the space? And so by us just educating all of those layers of the construction team of what is available today, they can ultimately execute and design what's in the best interest of their client, whether it's budget related, whether again it's aesthetics, but how do they bring it all together? I think positions us in a unique way to really build that bridge, if you will, between all layers of it and be a valuable partner in those conversations.
Yeah, definitely. You're having conversations with just as many, if not more people than I am, and I'm trying to talk to everyone on the project team.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as time's gone on too, that there's so much information that's available now versus when I first started, and they really had narrow channels such as the integration partner or the rep that the client could go to. And so many people are now coming to the table with ideas and questions at hand now. So we're getting hit with it really a multitude of layers, and I think that we can provide that benefit and really just educate. At the end of the day, that's really what we're here to do, is to educate and allow people, I say all the time, to use their expertise, use their craftsmanship, use the best intention for their project, but they're doing so with all the information. They're not going to the design table not knowing something. And ultimately, I feel like if we continuously educate of what is available, that we win a lot, because if somebody is aware of what is out there and they see value in that, they're going to want to implement it in their homes.
Absolutely. Unified represents a wide range of products across many sectors. How are you guiding clients, designers, architects, builders towards those correct decisions that ultimately meet the goals of that project?
So I think a couple things, right? And they are, everybody in our organization has different skill sets. I would be the first one to say, as you mentioned, I really kind of started my career more in the lighting control side of things. So when it comes to being a product expert, if you will, on the audio video side of things, that is not really my strength necessarily. So we've wrapped around the organization people that are really, really strong and can implement, if you will, certain aspects of its energy storage systems, your speakers, your amplification, your theater design. So there's a lot of different layers to that, and I think that we've built a team that can manage all of that. But really, more importantly, it's a space like this, and so I've been the beneficiary many times of maybe having somebody come in that wants to see an intelligent lighting solution or wants to specifically talk about Lutron. But when they come into an experience center like this, they're like, hey, what is this direct view LED on the wall? Or what is this Josh AI system that may be controlling the shades or the intelligent lighting solution? So it really starts to bleed over into many, many avenues of different options for them.
Greg, a lot of advanced technology exists today, but not all of it gets executed properly. Where are you seeing the biggest disconnect between product capabilities and real-world implementation?
Yeah, great question. It's it's knowledge, right? As I kind of alluded to earlier, I think our biggest job is to educate what is available, what is capable out there, and we talked about all the layers of the design team, all the layers of the implementation team and the design team, all of those partners ultimately out of the gate, if they want to design for luxury, that has to be the goal, right? They have to always have that standard of designing for luxury. If anybody in that design team does not have that vision in mind, you're not going to get a luxury design. But really where there's a disconnect, in my opinion, is that it's really, as a rep, it's a two-sided thing. We are always being spoken to from the manufacturers, and rightfully so, about market growth and educating more people and offering the technology to more and more people. But that is one of the disconnects to some degree, because you have organizations such as yourselves and others that we've been partners with for a long time that can implement, that can execute, have the design tools, have the professionalism, right? Have all the tools and the infrastructure to deliver that high expectation, that quality design. And there's a lot of people that are jumping into this industry now, and there's opportunity with them. But sometimes without the education, without the experience, it becomes a disconnect to some degree. And that's a challenge as a rep sometimes, to make sure that at the end result, the client gets exactly what they want. And we try to partner them as much as we can with the professional organizations that we know are going to design and execute and deliver on that. But with the constant someone in your ear about expanding the market and more opportunities, and as more technology comes into the market, it can be a challenge at times, for sure. But that's one of our jobs, is to manage the market, partner with quality people, but also understand the market growth that is wanted, and really just listen, work with people, make the right decisions, and try to deliver on everything that we promise.
That's fantastic. I've kind of two follow-ups for that last answer. When you talk about working with quality partners, how do you make decisions on who you're going to take on as a manufacturer to be a representative for?
So I think that, first of all, we look at that we try to offer best in class. At the end of the day, we want our partners to understand they're getting the best product in that class. Obviously, with my past with Lutron, I've always been able to bank on that. And so we have tried to, because that's been our expectation. That is all I've ever known, is that reliability, that quality, that investment in innovation, the partnership that the manufacturer looks at us as the rep and how important we are to them. So I think that we look at all of our other lines as well. If it's outside of the lighting control, are we treated the same way? Do we bring the same value? Is that same two-way communication street? Do they listen to us? Do we listen to them? Is it a quality, reliable product? Is it a product that is going to deliver? Is it a product that our partners can be profitable with as well? Are all really, really important for us, because we want to walk in the door proudly and ultimately say we are offering the best product, whether it's in audio video equipment, whether it's in direct view LEDs, if it's in our clean energy storage solutions, if it's in our intelligent lighting solutions and lighting control, our shading products. We want to hang our hat on that and say we offer the best products in any number of reasons, and ultimately to partner something that you're comfortable with using every day too, for ease of installation. It's profitable, it's reliable, no callbacks, it's delivering a magical experience for your client.
I'm glad you said ease of installation. That one often gets overlooked for our team in the field. Then back to education. You mentioned educating the design build community, integrators like myself. But what about your own team? How are you going about making sure they're staying educated on the latest trends, and how does that affect your leadership style?
So I think that's two-prong, is that I do believe that from a manufacturing standpoint, they are offering more education than they probably ever have across the board, which is great. I think one of the challenges over the years as a rep is sometimes getting the information that is important to us out of the manufacturers. At times could be challenging. They have so much information. Sometimes it didn't necessarily trickle down to us. So I think that they are, in general, and this is a broad brush term, doing a much better job with that. Because things are online now, self-paced, as well. But also having a space like this also with our partners, they see value in this space. They want to come into this space and host training, so they're more willing to travel out into space as well. We're not in the car driving to 6 different places, throughout Southern California. We can host things here. We've already seen that implemented just in the short couple of months that we've been open here. We've hosted a lot of trainings from our manufacturers. They're excited to do that, and I think it's an ongoing thing as well, right? We do also internally, I think that, and I'll speak to myself as well too, right? As you mentioned, I really had a strong lighting control background. I do personally try to learn something about our other manufacturers as much as I can. I may not be as technical necessarily as somebody who's designing a theater and understanding masking on screens and spacing of projectors, things like that. But I learn enough to understand where I need to connect people, learn enough to know where the product should be implemented, what solution makes sense, what to listen for. So we're always encouraging our people to, to not be stagnant, right? I mean, we're in this for a long haul. Like I said, you have to be motivated. That's one thing I love about my career, is that I literally learn something every single day. And that is one thing that on a personal level that I've loved about what I'm doing. We're always solving problems, there's challenges, but I learn something new every single day from one of our manufacturers or an installation or something from you, and it's really motivating. So we always try to make sure that our entire team is thinking about that self-improvement and getting better each and every day.
Yeah, you have a team full of experts in each field, so we're very similar, where I don't need to know everything about every aspect of the job because I have a whole team behind me that is much smarter than I am.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know exactly who to call, right, and who to partner somebody with, and that's the other thing about earlier. I'll just go back to you mentioned about partnerships, and we talked about the you before us, right? Is I may not know that answer, but throughout our partnerships, I know that I could have you call Vinny or call Matt or call Kayla or whoever it is, knowing that you trust us, that we're going to get you the answer, we're going to deliver on what we need. So it's not just me. I may be the face, the main point of contact with an organization, but that organization knows over time that I've got a whole team behind us that are going to deliver. We're all in this together, and I think it's a really powerful message.
Perfect. Greg, you and I had the wonderful opportunity to go to Austin, Texas together last fall to visit the Lutron Ketra facility. What is something about that trip that someone wouldn't be aware of unless they went on it?
Going to Ketra, well, first of all, the food is amazing down in Austin, right? How can you go wrong there? One thing that, if you've not been, that is really important, I guess, because one thing that you don't see in day-to-day or even here, this is a wonderful facility. We can show the technology. But when you go to Austin, you are literally going to the heartbeat of the product, of where it was invented. So you really get to kind of peek under the hood, if you will, right? You get to see the manufacturing. You get to see the labs and why they do what they do. So you kind of get the backstory a little bit. And I think more importantly, the biggest thing is many times as I've been down there, I think it's not necessarily all the technical information that people see or get exposed to, but they see the passion, they see the care, they see the mission behind why they were so adamant about creating this intelligent light source. And I think that leaves the lasting impact of understanding that the reason why they're doing the things the way they're doing it is to create the best white light, dynamic light source on the planet. They don't have to do it. Nobody else is doing it. They do it because they believe it's the best thing to do. They believe they're creating the best white light, and they believe that it is the right thing to do. And so that's something that you don't really see or feel unless you go to Austin and meet the founder of Horus and other people that are there. And, it's just a unique experience.
Absolutely. Greg, thanks so much for joining me today and seeing your beautiful space here at the Unified Representative Showroom in Costa Mesa. Greg, how can people get in touch with you?
Well, the best thing to do is to call us, to email us, come see us at the showroom here as well. Get in touch with you as well. Obviously, one thing you said earlier about you before us, this space ultimately is your space. Yes, we built this space, but this space is your space. This space is all of our trade partner space. We encourage you to come in as much as possible, hang out with us, have a good time, bring in some clients, learn some things. So either way, it's the best way to get a hold of us, and we look forward to seeing you.
Perfect. Thanks, Greg, and I'm really looking forward to our next trip to Austin.
Thank you.
For more insights into the design build community, please subscribe to the AudioVisions Smart Stack. Thank you so much, and have a great day.